your body needs like a break to heal before you like get back to things.
Welcome to this week's Whole Week Costa. We were recording intermittent because I had an actual class. Now that class is over, I'm in a different class, but it's not Monday nights, so we can record Monday nights again. So real quick, last night we went out to dinner, and we had these appetizers, these pasta things, and I was wondering how they made them. It's pretty much just these it's like a cinnamon roll, but instead of a cinnamon roll, it's pasta. And then instead of cinnamon and sugar and brown sugar, it's ricotta cheese and spices.
Huh. Okay.
And instead of icing, it was vodka sauce.
That sounds pretty good. Sorry, I had a headphone related issue there.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm just making it worse.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I went to my phone because I had my phone on the table because I wanted to look up the episode synopsis things. But then I realized what if my phone goes off? It's going to be real annoying on the microphone.
So it was cut. It was delicious. So now I have to make those. I was like, right, how do you think they make those? And she's like, I think they just take a sheet of dough and roll it like a cinnamon bun. And I was like, well, that's genius.
Yeah, there's so many things you can do that are really good with just like flat dough.
Yeah, flat dough. And it's like they baked it for a few minutes with sauce on it and cheese, and it was like super delicious.
Nice.
Yeah. So you want to get right into it?
Yeah. So talk about Game of Thrones for an hour.
So we have 5 episodes down. We have one last episode, which we'll talk about next Monday.
Yeah.
So tonight is our Game of Thrones recap, episodes 1 through 5.
Apparently, Kit Harington described the finale as disappointing.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah. Apparently, multiple cast members of clearly don't like this season.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I actually went back probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
6 or 7 months ago, and I rewatched season 1 and 2. They're fantastic.
They are. They're great.
Fantastic.
1 through 4 are amazing. Yeah. The high point of the series is when Stannis sweeps in and crushes the Wildling army, and then it's just downhill from there. Yeah. That's it. Now maybe a few episodes into season 5.
Well, anything in the north is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything outside of the north is terrible.
Yeah, anymore. I don't know. The I really wanted to post on Facebook, but I didn't want to post it yet because of spoilers. I really wanted to post on behalf of everyone who knows that Stannis is the rightful king. I'd like to welcome all the Daenerys fans to the D&D fan fiction that is Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So these are the guys who wrote Lost.
Yeah.
And seasons 1 through 4, awesome.
And then they got lost.
It was just terrible. It's terrible writing. The plots are rushed. The acting's bad. The characters don't make any sense. Jamie, for one, character assassination.
Yeah.
Bronn comes back for no reason other than fan fiction. And I know, you're annoyed by this, but I want it. The Clegane Bowl, and even that was underwhelming.
Yeah, I said it before we started. There's a lot of things that have happened this season that I thought I wanted, and then I got them, and then I don't want them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, so like Dany going completely crazy. So in my head, I thought oh well, that might be an interesting ending. That we build up Dany to be this. This amazing, the breaker of chains,
merciful.
The mother of dragons,
she's gonna break the wheel.
Yeah, she's gonna break the wheel, all that shit, and then she turns dark at the end. But then the way they did it was so cartoony, literally showing her shaking, come on.
And John's like, "Well, I still love you," and then they kiss, and then he's like, then she's like, "Oh, so fear," and he's like, "What?"
Yeah. All those people died because John wouldn't give her the D. Just give her the fucking D, John.
Yep.
Or go down on her. That's what you're good at, apparently. So, just fucking go down on her if you want to give her the D. I mean, she's your aunt, but, after you've banged, it doesn't matter. So, all right. If you banged a really hot girl and you were in a relationship and then you found out she was your aunt, what would you do?
Tell no one.
Exactly. I think most people. I said it to Kelly, and Kelly thought I was weird. I was like, no, who cares?
What's wrong?
At that point, I mean, if you knew she was your aunt and then you were attracted to her, then you had sex with her, that's a different story.
Yeah, but it's you're your aunt, but you guys are the same age
Yeah.
and you don't know it.
Or say it's your cousin or like whatever, but like you don't find out until after you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think I would feel any differently about the person.
Yeah. Kid's a little weird, but
Yeah.
yeah. But like, it is a little weird, but you're like, whatever. There was a story I read on Reddit.
Mhm.
It was like relationships or something like that.
Mhm.
And this guy or girl, I forget which one wrote it,
Mm.
but like they were dating for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And his dad and her mom
Mm.
were both divorced.
Yeah.
So they finally met. They hit it off and got married. And they're like, you guys are stepsisters and brothers now. You guys got to break it off. So like, no.
Yeah.
Like, we're adults. Like, we met before you. Like, get out of here. There's like nothing wrong with it. And
Yeah.
like the parents were like mad at the kids for like
Hmm.
years because they want to break off the relationship. Like, we got
True.
married. Like, why'd you guys rush into a relationship and get married anyway?
Yeah. I don't know. But
Uh,
yeah. So fucking Jon Snow.
Clegane Bowl. I liked it, but it wasn't worth it.
I didn't dislike it. I mean, the season was so up and down in the cinematography. So like,
I think they should have fought in an open field.
see, so maybe it's just the Dark Souls fan in me, but like when he like met him on the stairs, like, oh, that's Lordran. That's fucking awesome.
And then the dragon flies over.
Yeah.
Like the broken. Yeah, that was one of the best shots of the series.
Yeah, it's like framed great, and with like the open sky in the background because the wall collapsed, and it was awesome. And then
what's it called? You see Cersei. Oh, he kills the mountain kills Qyburn.
so I think that is the best single image for how this entire season has gone now, because it's like oh, here's Qyburn, he's an interesting character, and kill him, just fucking kill him.
Yeah, he
Like-
he grabs his head, crushes his skull, and throws him and like kills him. And then Cersei's like, I'm gonna scoot around
Yeah.
this. And like
I
and
laughed
like,
at that.
Yeah, I think everybody did. I think that was the meaning of the scene.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like I think I loved everything about that scene
Mm,
except for like the actual fight.
yeah.
You know, like the setup and the fight was all right, but like I always thought there was going to be more sword fight, not just the mountain swinging at rocks and like the hound
What's the
dodging it.
thing? What we didn't get Clegane Bowl. We wanted to see a real test of skill between the two brothers. We didn't see
Right.
that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm disappointed
Yeah.
about.
But-
Yeah, but I think like the end of it where Sandor like spears him off the edge, he's like, why don't you just fucking die?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a pretty like, you know what I mean? The writers, like, they did something actually right there. They're like, all right, well, these two are both going to die.
Yeah, see, yes and no, because, it was the whole metaphor of, like, he was afraid of fire and his brother burned him with fire, and now he was going to jump into fire because his hatred was more than his fear of fire, and he, like, killed his brother with the same thing that his brother just figured him with. But this is what's...
I don't think he knew fire was down there. I just
Oh,
think,
yeah.
like, his hatred, like his whole, like,
Yeah.
for the last 2 episodes, he kept saying he's not coming back. Like, he knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
So I don't think the fire was the thing. Like,
Well, I don't know if he knew the fire was there, but I think the showrunners knew the fire was there. I think that was supposed to be part of the imagery.
right, yeah, but I don't think he you know what I mean? Like, if they were going to write a good fire story,
Yeah.
he was going to have a lit sword.
Yeah, no.
That's how a good writer would do it. He would kill his brother with a lit sword.
No,
That's what it would be.
No, I don't think he intentionally put him in fire, but I think that was supposed to be the imagery.
No,
but-
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I mean, if the writers were good, the imagery
Yeah.
would be he'd have a lit sword.
But this is what's happened. I've seen this multiple times this season where they've I don't know, it's almost like we're watching like a surrealistic like show now, because they keep doing all these things like the mountain or the hound, running his undead brother in the fire. They're doing all these things that have symbolic meaning but not real life meaning. Like, they're doing things that the character, and in this case, I guess he might really do that, but there's been other instances where they're doing things that the character might not really do, or that don't make sense in this world,
Yeah.
in order to get the symbolism of it.
Yeah, but I do like the dialogue well, I mean, I guess lack of dialogue, the one-way dialogue, where it like hits off the helmet. He's like, yeah, that's what you look like. That's what you've always looked like. And he's like disfigured and he's a monster and everything.
Yeah.
And like, I understand that symbolism. Like, that's good symbolism where it's
Yeah.
like he takes off his armor. He's a monster. He's like, yeah, you've always been a monster.
Yeah.
And,
That was, I mean, we're kind of nitpicking probably what might be the best scene in the episode.
oh, no.
Oh no. I mean, I'm saying like we're, we're finding fault and defending and going back and forth on this scene, but this is the high point of the episode.
No,
so the
I'm
rest
not-
of the episode sucks.
I'm not nitpicking in a negative way.
I was.
Yeah, no. I think the scene, I think the fight. I
Yeah.
think the scene around everything.
Yeah.
But like the sword fight was just boring. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then like, but like the end of the fight was good, where he's like crushing in his eyes and everything, and he stabs him through, and then he realizes like, oh,
Yeah.
it's not my brother anymore. Like he's already dead. Like
Yeah.
fuck it. And, like
Oh.
I'm going off the side of the keep with this piece of shit.
I was trying to think of another example of what I was thinking of. So with the Dothraki with the flaming arrows.
Why would they even go to a crowd?
Because is what I was saying. The showrunners, like, they for some reason have made the show about the symbolism and the imagery of what happens, not about what would really happen, which is the opposite of what the show used
Yeah.
to be about.
Awesome. The Dothraki
Yeah,
with the flaming swords and then going out.
looked awesome.
Awesome symbolism, but no, like
But
even
it's fucking stupid.
Even children were like, that's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Like that's not what cavalry is used for.
No, you
And
don't
then
use
they
light
use-
cavalry to
Yeah.
charge the enemy.
And the screamers, like everybody knows these things don't have morale, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like they
yeah,
I understand it, but they plan like the whole battle. Like there hasn't been one episode that people were like, that was a good episode.
No.
Like everyone's like, who wrote this shit?
and I just remember watching the episode, and like when the Unsullied were retreating, I'm like, but you wish you had that light cavalry now to harass their flanks while you retreated.
Yeah.
But
And who digs a ditch 10 feet from the walls? Like you dig a ditch
don't
like
know.
150 feet and the ditch is like 30 feet burning, you know?
I saw multiple channels that don't cover Game of Thrones but cover like ancient battles. They're like, wait a second, we have to talk about this Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah.
And like had all maps and diagrams. Like this is what should have really
Yeah,
happened.
I've watched a couple of those. Yeah, even watching, I turn and Rachel's like, "Shh," and I was like, "No," I was like, because we watched it on HBO Go.
Yeah.
and I turned to her, I go, they should have that like 150 feet out, and
Yeah.
it's just like zigzag, and it should be like 30 feet wide. Well, what if they don't have they have 20,000 people?
Yeah.
You make them work 12 hours, they'll get it done.
Yeah, I don't know. There were so many things that didn't make sense at
Yeah.
all. But that I don't know. That was an example of like this has become like a surrealistic show when the whole point used to be like that. What made people like this show is that it had extreme realism. Like I don't know. I heard one person say, the difference was so when we would get these shocking deaths in the early seasons when like you'd have the sudden plot twist where like Ned's head got chopped off or like the sudden plot twist of like the Red Wedding. The thing that made it so compelling was that it wasn't a random event. It was, and I think the showrunners in this set, in one of the after the episodes of this season, something about subverting expectations, which has become like a buzzword in a couple of the channels I listen to. Like, oh, they really subverted our expectations there.
Stop smashing your legs.
Sorry, but they really subverted our expectations. So, but the point is, when George R. R. Martin, when they were working on his material, you would subvert expectations with something that made more sense. So like you would be expecting something and then something else would happen that surprised you, but it actually made perfect sense for what the character thought. Now it's like they pull a surprise out, but it's like a rabbit out of a hat. It's like, it's just random bullshit. Like, so that's not interesting.
I really think the whole tide of the show turned around when Stannis burned his daughter after getting an army.
Well, this is what I
Like,
mean.
Yeah, like, and then they all like turned and left, and then he's like, "Well, we'll face Ramsay Bolt," and then he's like
Then
sitting
we'll just
there.
stumble into him.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like that's when I feel like that's when the
Yeah.
whole show turned around. You're like, that would never happen. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen 2 other seasons where Stannis is one of the greatest military minds in Westeros, like second to the guy who got burned with his son.
Randall Tarly.
Yeah, Randall Tarley. And he's like second to him, and I'm like, That would never. He would never
Yeah.
let that happen.
They weren't even in formation. They just walked up.
For years, he's like, put my daughter on the Iron Throne. He's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna burn my daughter. And you're like, whoa.
That's just what I was saying. So
Whoa.
that's what I was saying to like my message to Danny fans earlier was what happened to Status in the show is complete fucking bullshit. And like what is going to happen in the book is absolutely not going to be that. And I remember the showrunners tried to justify it. The fucking showrunners at the time said, "Oh, George told us Shireen's going to get burned in the books." Yes, but I can guarantee you it is not going to be by Stannis Baratheon. So what I think is going to happen is, based on where everyone is currently in the books, is that Jon's going to die. I guess Jon has died in the books, and Melisandre will burn Shireen to bring Jon back.
Right.
And I really think that the showrunners didn't think that people could handle that, so they just made Stannis a bad guy, and that's what they've done to fucking Dany now. I doubt Dany's going to hear bells and then lose her fucking mind in the book.
Right.
I mean, she might go Mad Queen, but it's not going to happen cartoonishly evilly.
Yeah, like she pulled
Yeah.
she pulled her mustache straight and then like
Yeah.
curled back up, like, and you're just thinking that like Dany would never do this.
Yeah.
Like Dany would have got her revenge if she just flew up to the Red Keep, burned the Red Keep, killed Cersei, and then walked away.
And what was the whole bell bullshit? Like it was so weird that they kept talking about the bells and like they kept showing Tyrion and then showing the bells and showing Tyrion looking at the bells and then like the bells ringing and she's like, "Oh, bells! I gotta kill everybody!"
Yeah.
Like it didn't make it. Like it was completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, and nowhere, and no time ever have they ever mentioned bells being mean surrender. Like, why would
Yeah.
you have just stations of bells, like in case the Red Keep's never been breached? It's like
Well, it was that.
17 years ago it was breached. A, and then B, like your husband, your dead husband
Yeah.
was there
Yeah.
when it was breached.
Breached-
Or well, Ned.
Ned breached it.
Well, yeah, Ned breached it, but it's like that's not true. And then why would you destroy one of the most prosperous towns in like you were told before, like there was a conversation like a couple seasons back, and it's like, well, all the slaves love me, and Tyrion basically goes, well, all the rich people have to love you because you need money.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I'm gonna burn one of the biggest towns in the world. And then now that she won, like the only thing I feel good about is Gendry.
You know the only thing I feel good about that they made the show so bad that everyone dislikes it. I would have been really annoyed if it was like kind of bad and like we didn't like it and people that were like real fans didn't like it, but then like the real fanboy, like the people that don't really know were like, "Oh, that's awesome, she burned all those people." Like I'm just glad it's so shitty that we can all agree.
Yeah, people were just like, yeah, that's like you get invested in these characters and you're like, she's the merciful.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then Varys is right.
Yeah.
Varys wrote all those letters.
I don't know. I really like talking at work. So there's this one girl that was a little bit older that I worked with for a long time, and I guess it's her like goddaughter, I think, works there now, who's like late 20s, and she's real like South Philly, like mummers, like drunk, but she's like, but then so I didn't like her for the first like 6 months we worked together. Then I started talking to her like a little while ago, and she's like a real big nerd, and it was like a real surprise. But it's fun talking to both of them.
Subvert your expectations.
She really did. She really subverted my
Yeah.
expectations. But it's fun talking to them because she like, I mean, so she hasn't read the books either, but she's like really knows the show. And then like the other girl like doesn't. So it's fun to talk to both of them at the same time because they have like very different opinions about the show, but they're on the same page now. So,
Oh, real quick. Tonight's beer table.
yeah.
I think we've had it before. We've definitely had Flying Fish, but this is Hop Fish.
Yep. Hotfish IPA, Flying Fish Brewing Company.
Yeah, and I'm drinking it out of a can.
Yeah.
I didn't pour it in a glass for the first time ever.
I'm not fancy, so I'm fine with the can.
Yeah, I know. I'm fancy.
Well, they did do a Mythbusters episode where they like scanned a bunch of like tops of soda cans and like most of them had like rat pee on them and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So but-
Gendry wins.
Yeah, I mean, well, the one thing I heard pointed out was, even if Gendry isn't in a position to rebel, the last time that a Targaryen like legitimized a bastard was the Blackfires,
Right.
which they then fought five or six wars with. You know, the Blackfire rebellions. That's where the Golden Company comes from.
Yeah.
From I guess Daemon Blackfire.
Which is crazy because the Golden Company's 20,000 men strong, right?
yeah,
That's what they said, 20,000 men,
yeah,
and they blew out the gates of King's Landing, and like the two or three ranks of them got killed, and
yeah.
so they still
Gone.
they
Gone.
still have
Nope,
like
nope. That was the only guys. It was
Yeah,
just
those-
it was just those guys in the middle.
but the left and right flank would
Nope.
still.
Nope, it wasn't those. It was just the guys in the middle. They were the
Oh,
only
okay.
guys.
And then why would the North just start like raping and pillaging?
I don't
Like, that
know.
made no sense at all. Like I understand Grey Worm, and then he leads the Unsullied.
mad, yeah.
So the Unsullied do it, but like John, like no Northmen, get out of here.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious if something will come of that next episode because once Grey Worm killed that guy, John tried to hold his guys back, and Grey Worm gave him a real dirty look. So
Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna like try to act like he was disloyal or something. But yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of things during the episode. So I was watching with my parents. My dad, I think, was more didn't like it. My mom was like in the middle somewhere. But there was multiple things where I was just like, what? And like just laughed out loud. And like
Yeah.
when the Northmen just attacked civilians, I was like, what? Why would this happen?
Yeah. And then they had like a rapey McRaperson scene.
Yeah.
And like that guy looks super rapey. Like, you know, like he had like leather chaps on and shit.
Assless leather jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'd go assless in the battle,
Dude.
but
You know me. That like, all right, so I'm in the army. I have to march. It would have took weeks for them to march down like the King's Road, like weeks. Like,
not in the show. The show takes like a couple days.
yeah, but I mean, like King Robert said, it takes a fortnight, like on a horse.
Yeah.
You know, and
Wait, is that just to get? Is that to get from the north to King's Landing, or just to get through the north?
just to get through the north.
Yeah.
Like because the north is bigger than all the rest of the kingdoms combined.
Right.
It's 700 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, Winterfell's like the top 3/4 of it, so it's like not the very top. But yeah, it's kind of annoying, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. One of those ancient you know, sort of battle guys I watched on YouTube talked about. Well, first talked about the Battle of Winterfell, which I mean the issues that are obvious, like even if you know nothing, like and but then the more interesting one was he talked about the approach to King's Landing, and I mean he had a lot of issues with it, which are all true. The biggest one being, why would anyone travel by sea? I mean, they even acknowledge in the show that Cersei has a much bigger naval power, and they have the Iron Fleet. Not only that, but the Iron Fleet has destroyed Dany's fleet 3 times. Where the fuck is she keeping getting boats from?
Right.
Like her fleet has been destroyed multiple times.
Stop slapping your hands.
I thought about it as I did it.
Yeah.
But it's been multiple times. So like she shouldn't even have any more ships. But then even if she does, like you see how much more powerful they are at sea. You don't have to go in the water. Just don't go in the water.
Yeah.
Like why would you do it? And if you're going to do it, why would you not scout out ahead? You have a fucking
Dragon. And how'd
Yeah.
the dragon not see a fucking fleet behind Dragonstone?
Yeah.
Impossible.
You have a dragon. You have a magical warg that can like send ravens out ahead. Like
Right.
you have so many things you could do to scout out ahead.
Right.
If you even would go on water, which you shouldn't, there's no reason you should. And then why wouldn't you expect that they would be near? I mean, Dragonstone's right outside of King's Landing. Like, why wouldn't you be wary by that point?
Right.
And then, you know, it seemed like all the ballistas were mounted frontward. Like, why wouldn't she go around behind and burn them? I don't know.
Very easy.
There was I don't know, he had a little bit of fan fiction I think at the end of like how he would have done it differently, which I thought would
Right.
have been cool, would have been like
Yeah. Why didn't like when they attack him and she's coming straight on for the ships?
yeah.
She could have just went up out of the way of the ballistas,
Yeah.
flew backwards. He can't turn around that fast.
Yeah.
Fly back, burn all the ships right then and there. Then it would have been like a not. But no, you know why they didn't do that? Because he had to fight fucking Jamie,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Oh, we'll get to that. But this guy's like fan fiction, which it drives me crazy. I feel like I see all these guys on YouTube that are like, oh, this is how we could have done the episode better. And they're all significantly better. And it's like, why couldn't the showrunners do anything like this? But like his idea was, why not have a line about like, oh, we got to be careful with the Iron Fleet. Why not have scouts out? And then why not see like Iron Fleet, like,
Yeah, yeah, it's the one where he has the world's greatest smuggler, but they couldn't
Yeah.
just fleet around things.
Yeah, so why not like have characters make sense? Like we should scout out ahead, and then his idea was to have like instead of having the Iron Fleet, there have like ironborn like cargo ships, and then Danny go to attack the cargo ships to get an easy kill, and then they pull out the ballistas and fire at her, and then the Iron Fleet comes out of the horizon like hidden away. Like that would have made like there's so many ways you could have made it not stupid. But like they just thought we just were so stupid that like we wouldn't notice any of this shit. It's just like total disrespect. I mean, forget the coffee cup, forget fucking Jamie's hand growing back in this last episode.
I didn't see that.
It grew back.
Yeah. But yeah, the coffee cup, I don't really mind. They're tired. They worked for the Battle of Winterfell. They worked 55 days. That's a long shoot.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but they don't use their characters to their strength.
No, they don't make them make sense anymore. Yeah. And then, so I freaked out too watching the episode last night, episode 5, because, so then when they were showing the King's Landing preparations, you could clearly see, I don't want to go back and rewatch this, but I'm pretty sure this is the case. Because I remember saying, they didn't have, so the Iron Fleet, they had a raid sort of back to back. So they weren't facing in one direction anymore. So there's no way that Danny could really flank them. And they were also near the coast. So, because I remember saying like, oh, that's really smart. They're fanned out and they have shore battery covers too. And then when Danny attacks them, they're further out. They're out of range of the shore batteries now. Like why did the show just make them in a different place when fucking Danny attacked later? Because I mean, when she's attacking them, the shore batteries could be finer. You didn't even see any ballistas fire at her. It's like everyone just like forgot to fire at her. Like it was, I don't know. Everything about the dragon was such overpowered bullshit in that episode. It really like made me crazy. Like, and I was thinking back to
and how'd the dragon blow up like walls,
like buildings and shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking, because I was thinking like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's precedent in the show that the dragon's not this powerful. And I was thinking back, and this was like maybe 1 to 2 years ago in Showtime, so I guess the dragon's a little bit bigger. But when she fought, when the slavers came to take back Marine, and she blew up their ships, like the dragon had to go to each ship and like fire at it, and then go to the next ship and fire at it, and it was like it took like a few seconds. Like the dragon was powerful, but now all of a sudden it can just sweep over a whole row of ships and blow them all up in a row.
I like how the dragon's blowing up, and it's not. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I like how they show the dragon blow up these walls.
Yeah.
But when it burns a person, like they're like, like wouldn't it just blow the people into dust?
Yeah, there's like it can completely disintegrate. I don't know. When the wall blew up behind Harry Strickland and the Golden Company, why do they make Harry Strickland a character? Like, was that just a big fuck you to book fans? Because I don't think he ever even had a line. I know maybe he said we didn't bring the elephants.
Yeah,
I think that was his only line, and then they show him up there. Like why even do that? Like the only thing I can think is it was a fuck you to book fans. Like fuck you, we're not bringing these guys in. We're gonna bring them in here for nothing.
Yeah, that was a waste of time and money.
Yeah. But like they brought them in. We had multiple scenes talking about them. And then when that gate exploded behind them, I assumed it was some sabotage. Like it was going to be some clever thing. Like they planted explosives or they planted wildfire or something. But it was just Dragonfire. Dragonfire created a giant explosion that blew through an entire castle gate. like
yeah, but like Dragonstone was made by Dragonfire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what they think. Like, Dragon, like, that's why it's so smooth and everything. At that point, like, when the Dragonfire, Hardhome, or not Hardhome, what's the other one?
Harrenhal?
Harrenhal.
Oh, yeah, like melted.
It melted it. So,
oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's a good point. Because Danny's dragon's a few years old. I'm pretty sure Aegon the Conqueror's dragons were, like, really old. Like we're much more mature than Drogon.
Like 20 years.
And he heated up the walls like an oven.
Right.
And they basically boiled them alive. But his fire wasn't powerful enough to knock down walls. That's a good point.
Not a fucking missile.
Yeah, but Danny's dragon fires missiles.
Yeah.
Like and then apparently has infinite ammo. Like
It just kept flying.
it kept flying. It burned the like one dragon can't burn the
That's
entire city.
That's not how metabolism works.
Exactly. It would run out of energy. Look at how hungry Ant-Man gets after he gets big.
Yeah.
The fucking dragon couldn't just like continuously spew missile fire for like 20 minutes.
Dude, I understand like collateral damage when the dragons, like, just say it blows up all the walls and the ballistas, the entire navy. It blows up that fucking Golden Company and everything. But, like, at that point, like, if I lived in King's Landing, I would shit my pants.
Yeah.
There's no there. That's like getting a ham and cheese sandwich. And there's a pound of ham on it, and they're like, "You want another pound? We're just gonna keep putting ham on it." You're like, "I don't need any more goddamn ham." Like, I'm already like, they didn't need more fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need more fear. She has a dragon, and then if she just did that and like burned down the Red Keep and like killed everyone in the Red Keep, and it was like, "Look,
But you heard those bells.
Yeah, if she burnt every bell, dude, when she blew up the thing, I was watching it on the couch and I thought it was stupid and I shit my pants. Let alone like living there. Like, you didn't have to kill all those people.
Or as Tormund Giantsbane said, which one of you fuckers shit in my pants?
Yeah. I've been saying that to people for years. Like, hey, I shit your pants. Yeah, I love it. But it's
I don't know.
It's stupid that like and then I do like how they made her the bad guy because they followed that mom and her daughter, and then they Pompeyed their ass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it just showed that like not everybody's bad, and they're like Danny's like a bad guy. Like they just really like cemented that on that Danny's a bad guy. They followed a mom and daughter throughout the entire episode.
I don't know. I thought about that, but I was thinking of the Jamie Euron scene. So
real quick before we get to that, because that'll take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
How awesome is Gendry this season now?
So apparently his actor is mad about his lack of character development this season.
Oh, I thought it was actually, I think he played like a pretty good character where like yeah, it's right. His character development is like pretty lacking, but like he has sex with Arya and then he's like, "I love you, let's get married." And it's like that's kind of funny. Like it really is guy. Like it's not out of character for him.
Well, here's the issue. So fuck Jon and Dany. Gendry is the rightful king.
Yeah.
So he would be he's Robert's trueborn son. He's rightful king.
All right, you're on.
But so remember so this is the other part where I cracked up because we're watching Dragonfire and civilians burning and walls blowing up because they're hit with missile Dragonfire, and then it cuts to Jamie flat like bumbling on the beach. I was like, what the fuck is? I forgot Jamie was here. Why do we cut to Jamie?
Right.
This doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. And I really laughed out loud. And then like Euron shows up, like what? Like again, like there was so many moments this episode that were like, wait, why is this even happening? How
did Euron make it to the same part of the beach? And like he's like, I want to kill you. You're the Kingslayer. Why do you hate him so bad? Like you didn't even set that up.
I know they didn't. I think they met one time before.
Yeah, one time he's like, I hate you. And you're like,
and then we had this random boss battle between Jamie and Euron. Who have no reason to have. I mean, I guess Jamie might hate Euron because he slept with Cersei, but a lot of people slept with Cersei. Like Cersei
Jamie
was
doesn't
a
hate
fucking
him. He was like, well, Jamie basically the whole time was like, leave me alone. He's like, I want to sword fight you. He's like, no, leave me alone. I'm trying to get to Cersei. He's like, well, I fucked Cersei. And you're like, shut up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people fuck Cersei. Like Jamie was always faithful to Cersei, which is why the Bran thing was such a big deal until we just forgot about it.
Yeah.
But Cersei slept with a lot of people. So it's not a big deal really that he slept with her. I mean, she used sex for political purposes, like, and everyone knew that, including Jamie.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess before we get to that, like, what was with Cersei's baby? Like, did she, like, I want to know if she really even was pregnant or not. Because
she's dead, so we'll never find out.
I know.
The one guy at work's like, I don't think they're dead. I think they pulled the same thing they did with Arya. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're dead. They were in the middle of a tunnel and that shit collapsed.
Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, like it made sense last season where like Jamie and Cersei were like, oh, we're finally going to be together publicly. And then I thought it was like known that it was Jamie's baby. And then like months went by and she's like not showing at all. And then she tells Euron that it's his baby, which if she was really pregnant from Jamie, then the baby is like, oh, Euron, we just conceived a baby. It's going to be born in 2 months. And then, so like, I didn't know if maybe Euron like knew it was bullshit, but figured like people wouldn't know. So he didn't care about the baby. He just wanted people to think it was his kid. Yeah. Or if she really did think she was tricking him with like, oh yeah, it takes I can see babies in 2 months.
Well, he is kind of an idiot,
I guess. Like, and then like, but then like when Tyrion, and a lot of people pointed this out, but then like when Tyrion was like, "Oh, what about your baby?" Like, how Euron wasn't like, "Wait, what?" like you just found out yesterday. How does Tyrion know? So like it all, I don't know. There was some like intrigue plot there, but it never fanned out. It was like every other thing in the last 2 seasons. There was like,
I think if they pushed it back to June and they actually wrote a good season.
That's what I mean. Like why would you spend 55 hours filming the Battle of Winterfell? Why would you spend $15 million an episode and not spend like a fucking couple weeks writing the script?
Right.
Like,
I felt like the script was just rushed.
Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Like
Ser Jorah, like he had a pretty good ending.
Yeah, he was good.
But he did some stupid shit throughout other seasons. But I mean, he had a pretty good ending. Like he died defending the person he loved.
I don't know. But then Arya came in on a trampoline, and you know.
See, I don't mind that Arya. I'm just glad. I'm kind of glad Jon didn't do it. But I mean, like, where'd she come from? But
well, what about prophecy? What about Azor Ahai? I mean, I guess prophecy's bullshit, but which is one way of thinking about the book prophecies. That's all bullshit.
No,
but
it's not. It's not all done yet.
I mean, so I don't know. I saw a really good meme that was like basically, A Song of Ice and Fire says that, the Game of Thrones is a distraction, and the impending death marching on the wall is the real threat, and a Game of Thrones says the impending death marching on the wall is a distraction. The Game of Thrones is the real thing. I think that's a good summary of what the show is.
Right, but here's the thing. The Night King was the distraction. She could still be, evil. She has that missile dragon. So
yeah,
like she could be the real evil of the being.
But what was the point of it all? I feel like that's what I found myself asking a lot this
You know what it was? You know what the problem was?
Yeah.
Robb fucked a nurse, got her pregnant, and married her. If she just
If we just kept her on the side.
If he just kept her on the side, married Walder Frey's daughter, everybody would have been okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just find myself a lot this season asking, like, what does it mean? Like, what's the point? Like what was the point of Melisandre coming back and lighting the Arrax on fire and lighting the trench on fire and giving Arya this pep talk and saying that, like, the Lord of Light and the Lord of Light bringing Beric Dondarrion back 7 times to save Arya when she suddenly forgot how to fight for some reason, supposedly because she hit her head or some bullshit, which I did not get from watching the show, only from after the episode. What was the point of all that? Is it supposed to be that the Lord of Light is real and powerful? Because I thought the Lord of Light was bullshit, and that was part of the point. I thought Melisandre was like a charlatan. I thought that was the point, but the point is that the Lord of Light exists and really fought like death. Like, I don't like. I just most of the stuff happened this season. I just didn't understand what we were supposed to take from it.
I do like. Once again, one of the best characters on the show because he doesn't have an arc or anything. Well, he has like a small arc, but
Davos?
Like the Hound.
Oh yeah,
the Hound. He's just like, are you gonna start with that Lord of Light bullshit because he didn't bring you back 9 times for you to get thrown off the fucking wall?
Yeah,
it's like he's been like that throughout the whole season, and then like he had that like father-daughter moment with Arya. And he's like, look at me. Do you want to turn into me? And she's like, thanks.
Here's the thing. So with the Hound, the Hound is an interesting case study when we see the rest of the books, because the Hound has an arc in the books, and his arc is that he is hateful and filled with revenge, and then when he almost dies, the Brotherhood without no, not the Brotherhood without banners, the that random island, that priest takes him in, and he's the whole gravedigger thing. So,
right. Yeah.
So he's supposed to be the gravedigger, and he's found peace, and he's graduated like from that world of like hate and vengeance, and the show made him the exact opposite. He was all hate and vengeance right to the very end, where he kills himself
because he hates
his brother so much. So like, I mean, that's pretty different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't really trust the showrunners when they keep telling us that like, oh, this is we got the outline from George R. R. Martin. This is how it's all going to go down.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't trust it.
I think like things are gonna go down like that, but I don't think with those characters. Like I really like people. Like I hated the fucking first and second episode could have been one episode.
Yeah.
But like I hate like people in this house right now. They go, oh no, it's so you get reacquainted. Well, I've been watching the show for 9 fucking years. I don't have to get reacquainted with one goddamn character. I know who they all are, what they're about. Like the Battle of Winterfell should have been the second episode, and then the battle, the battle last night should have been the episode before, and then the last 2 episodes is them doing political and cleaning the shit up.
So I thought the first 3 episodes should have been not necessarily the Battle of Winterfell, but the battle against the Army of the Dead. I think because we've built up for 8 seasons to get 1 hour-long episode. Like, it was the same as the Battle of the Bastards, which had a build-up of a few episodes. This was 8 years. The very first scene of the very first Game of Thrones episode, season 1, episode 1, introduces the White Walkers. That's how long we've been waiting for this to happen. And it's 1 fucking episode. Half of it is bullshit, like fucking Dothraki with their flaming arcs charging into nothing. Arya hitting her head somehow off screen that no one noticed, and then like forgetting how to fight somehow. Melisandre giving her t-shirt slogans to get her to like regain her memory or some bullshit. Like half the episode wasted on that, and then Arya like jumping on a trampoline to like fly the Night King with her jetpack and like stab him supposedly in the same place that the Children of the Forest put the dragon glass in to make him, and then she unmade him with the Valyrian steel dagger. There's the other thing that's on the after the episode, which I didn't get at all from the show. So if I didn't get it at all from the show, then you fucking did it poorly.
Yeah. What's it called? Shit. What was I gonna say? Damn. Oh, and then the book chase scene.
Oh yeah.
That was long and drawn out. And then the episode after that, they had a 40 instead of like focusing on the South at all, the preparations. They had a 45-minute party scene.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Well, wouldn't you have been more mad if you saw all the preparations in the South and then they didn't fucking matter anyway? Because one dragon blows up the entire city.
None of it matters.
Yeah. But anyway, I was gonna say so.
Oh, and then everybody dies at the Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah,
and like
except for everyone that's still alive.
Yeah, and then the next episode they're like, we lost half our army, us too, and us too. You didn't lose half your army. Yeah. I watched the episode. Everybody died.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, so all this bullshit. So essentially, we get like after 8 seasons, we get like a half hour of really fighting the Army of the Dead. And then it just ends. Like, what I would have done is had the first 3 episodes be fighting the Army of the Dead. Have the Dead attack Winterfell. Have them fail. Have them fall back. Have them fail again. Have them fall back. Or even have everyone die. Have Dany and Jon die. Have them really, really fucking lose. And then see the Army of the Dead marching through Westeros and killing everyone until they get to the walls of King's Landing. And then, do you root for the Army of the Dead, or do you root for Cersei and Qyburn and Euron to beat the Army of the Dead and save the living? Do you see fucking Qyburn's like Archimedes inventions, like throwing like planets at the fucking at the Army of the Dead? Like, I don't know. It could have been this giant epic thing, and instead we got fucking Arya on a fucking trampoline. Like, I don't know. And Theon dying like a chump.
And where were the Craggle Men too?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They weren't there. But so here's the other. So even if he did things like he did, wouldn't it have been better to have Theon stand his ground by Bran, engage with the Night King, fight the Night King, get killed by the Night King, and then as the Night King's distracted by him, Arya comes up from behind and stabs him in the back. Similar to the Tower of Joy, where Howland Reed stabs Arthur Dayne in the back.
Yeah.
Make it not this perfect triumphant thing. Give Theon's death some meaning versus Theon runs in him like a chump and then just gets stabbed.
In the book, didn't Howland Reed throw a net over him and then they stabbed them all?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Howland Reed threw a net over Arthur Dayne. They stabbed the shit out of him. Oh, you know who did all the stunt double shit for Arthur Dayne for all the sword fighting?
Who?
The Night King.
Really?
The actor who played the Night King, yeah. So as the Night King, he didn't get a fight at all, but
As Arthur
Dayne, he had one of the best fights on the show.
Yeah. But I don't know, something. And make Theon's death meaningful. Like it was even so weird because I don't know if you remember it, but
his hair looked like a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, well, so he goes and he stabs him, and then for some reason they cut back to Theon looking at him as if he's going to do something again, and then you just never seen again. Why did you show that? I don't know. I mean, not even getting into the darkness of the Battle of Winterfell. What was the point of that? What was the point of not letting us see the episode?
Oh no! See, that was a part of the stream. They admitted it, so they released it. It was a bad stream that they released.
Really?
Yeah. So it wasn't the actual, because we had an excellent.
Yeah.
We didn't complain at all, and I know a couple people that didn't. They're like, "What are they talking about?" And then they actually, HBO was like, "Oh, we fucked up." HBO fucked up. They released a dark stream.
So if I rewatched it, would it look better?
Yeah, you rewatch it looks better.
I don't know. I don't know. But then is another thing that pissed me off because the people making the show were so arrogant. Like somebody, I don't know if it was one of the producers or somebody said oh, well, you should just watch it on a bigger TV. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Oh, I'll just go out and buy a big TV.
You see how big our TV's not huge. I think it's 42 inches.
Yeah.
But we watch it on HBO Go, so it was fine.
Okay.
And I know a guy at work, he watched it on HBO. It's really the people that watch it on HBO.
Yeah.
They had a bad time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the cinematographer said oh, I know it's not too dark because I shot it. Well, fuck you. It was too fucking dark. I mean, I guess maybe it wasn't in retrospect, but if the stream thing, but I like the meme too based on that, which was with the Starbucks cup. Somebody made a meme something I know there weren't too many Starbucks cups in the episode because I shot it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. A, it's not a Starbucks cup.
Yeah, it was just a generic coffee cup.
And B, I think it's and I know this is a big gap, but I think they said it was either 1.5 or 2.5 billion dollars in free advertisement for Starbucks.
Yeah,
it was a ridiculous amount.
Oh wait, let me find this this one. So it was on a Preston Jacobs episode, and it was like people's comments in the thing because we're all brainwashed by Preston Jacobs now.
Yeah.
But
I'm a pretty positive guy, and I like looking at positive things.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be positive about this season of Game of Thrones. I'm not a writer, and I look and I watch things. I was like, oh, they could have done way better.
That's when random hacks on the internet are make plans, and then it's oh, that would have been so much better. I wish that happened. That's a problem. And it is easier to do in retrospect.
Right.
But for $15 million an episode, I don't think it's that much to ask to have good writing.
Yeah, but when everybody when it's universal, and it's not like it was one bad episode. We had 40, 45 great episodes, and then we had 20 pretty good episodes. It's in the last 5 episodes were just poorly written, and slow, and they didn't progress at all.
But so these are the comments on Preston Jacobs' watch for the Starbucks Cup episode. These were Q&A questions for the serious Q&A. It says Q&A. Now that we know that Bran has the ability to travel forward in time to get Starbucks coffee, how will this affect the beverage industry in Westeros? And then, do you think his ability to bring back things only extends to food and drinks? And then this one says, you have to remember this is a post-apocalyptic story, so the coffee cup was actually brought from the past. So
No.
because that's Preston Jacobs' big thing is that
It's post-apocalyptic.
yeah, it's post-apocalyptic. Which I don't know. I would love to have that confirmed in the last episode.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, they fucked everything else up. Like, at least give us something.
Yeah.
So cinematography wise,
Like they're like, it's the year 304. He's like, it's 304 years after Aegon's request, which was 3001 AD.
Yeah.
You know, it's like something silly.
So one thing I really like cinematography wise, and two things I didn't like. Well, two of the same thing I didn't like. So after hating the darkness in the Battle of Winterfell, I liked the darkness when they execute Varys. I thought that was well done because you didn't need to see. Like, you knew what it was. You knew it was just Varys and two guys holding torches. So like the fact that there was this compressive darkness, like, felt right. And then they also used it to bring the dragon out of, bring the dragon out of the hiding.
Oh
too.
yeah, that was pretty
So
cool.
that was done really well. The things that bother me. So the death of
The dragon CGI is still terrible.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So the death of Harry Strickland and the death of Lyanna Mormont. So they did the same sort of shot for both of them that looked fucking ridiculous with both. So I mean, Lyanna Mormont's was worse because you remember.
I do like her death though. Her death, she was pretty awesome.
Yes and no, because for a few reasons. One, she's holding a battle axe when she charges at him, and then when she shoves him a stab, it magically transforms into a sword.
Right.
That's one thing that happened.
That's continuity, but whatever.
So the shot I didn't like was they showed her charging at him, but they showed it from like this, like in front of her, like shaky cam, like sort of right in front perspective, and it looked silly. Like I kind of got what they were going for. Like if it was Tormund, if it was this big hulking guy running at the camera, it would have been like, oh yeah, that looks real badass. But she's not. She's a little girl. Like I get the point is that she is a badass,
Right.
but she's still a little girl. So it almost felt like they were making fun of her. Like it felt like it was like, like a British comedy where like some little kids like running, like charging. Like that's like it looked. I thought it looked silly. Like it really just wasn't. For me, it didn't have the effect at all that I think they intended.
Yeah. I'm glad Tormund is still alive.
Yeah,
He's easily the best character on the show.
true. And then with Harry Strickland, it was it wasn't, they weren't trying to make him look heroic. They were trying to make him look scared. But they did the same. They did the same like dolly, like shaky cam away from him sort of shot. And it just looked stupid. Like he's like, what? It's like he has this crazy face, and like it just looks silly. And like this guy's about to be burned by dragon fire. It shouldn't look silly, but like it looks silly. I don't know. It was just bad.
Well, he is a coward.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just because who he is that made him the captain.
Yeah, but still, like it's still a guy about to be burned by dragonfire. Like we shouldn't be making fun of it. Like I don't get what they were. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and I think they just failed at doing it both times.
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. But Melisandre, her bullshit, her necklace of like whatever the fuck they wanted to do ness.
Which didn't exist in like some episodes.
So she took it off in season 3 when she was talking to what the hell was her name? Was her name who is Stannis' wife's name?
Lyanna?
Or Lysa?
Lysa?
I don't know. When she was talking to her, she took it off. She clearly takes it off and nothing happens to her. Then in season 6, she takes it off in the north and she gets really old. And now she takes it off and she dies. What the fuck does it mean? Like, it just does whatever the showrunners wanted to do. I don't know what like the movie term is for that. There's some term for that, for like some item that's just like a magic item that like does whatever.
Did you break out laughing when they showed Brienne crying?
So no, because I was kind of mad at the whole thing. I did laugh at all the memes that was like Brienne crying, and it's like, oh, every girl when she tries to change a fuck boy.
Yeah. But like it was just bad acting on her.
Yeah.
It was just bad acting.
She's
You're
just like a real ugly crier.
Yeah, yeah. Because she's not an ugly person.
No.
I mean, you couldn't date her. She's like 6'4".
Yeah, no.
Yeah, 6'6", something like that.
She's not. I mean, yeah, she's not my idea of feminine beauty, but like she's not ugly in real life.
She's objectively pretty.
They make her less attractive on the show, certainly. Right. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that whole thing was like, what was the point of all that? Just to have Jamie have this arc, and just like they subverted our expectations at the end.
Yeah, and they're like talking to Jamie. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay up here."
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna stay up here. And then the very next scene he's in.
Yeah.
But they're bringing about Bronn, which was annoying. But like he had that one line, but like he pulls a crossbow on Tyrion, and Jamie goes to pull his sword, and he turns the crossbow, and he's like, "Not on your best day, you one-handed crippled fuck." And you're just like, "Oh, that's classic Bronn."
Well, that's the thing. So, and that's the only reason that scene happened. So because people like Bronn,
right?
George R. Martin. So I
saw that he said it was only because the studios want popular characters.
Yeah, because of his Q rating is what he said. So I mean, it's at the point where the book writers bashing the show writers.
Yeah.
The cast is bashing the show. Like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good it's ending, but I don't know. I saw a thing. It was an article about Jamie's regenerating hand, and it said something like about how like, oh, you might be upset if you're really invested in the show, but if you're just in it for the memes, it's doing pretty good,
dude. Can we all just agree here? There's only one true king.
Well, it's Gendry now.
Oh, well, Stannis.
Yeah,
one true king. And so I guess that's it for our first
topical podcast.
Yeah, topical podcast. So it should be dropping May 14th.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening.